Well, hello there, my dear children of the apocalypse. How are we doing today? Welcome back to week 2 of January 2023, and we are going to talk today everything and all you have to know about bulking. Just not from an expert, okay? I'm not a fitness guru. I'm not a gym goer. In fact, I've never been to a gym, as far as I know, in my life. What I do know is that I've invested around about 200 euros on the good old Amazon, and I've ordered myself a couple of bits of equipment that I think are fundamental for a good home workout. That said, I also have to emphasize my workout regime at the moment and for the next month or so is almost solely based on the part of my body you can see on the screen right now. I've been cycling for 3 years. My legs are swollen. I don't need to do any leg workouts. When it comes to my abs, more or less the bike has sort of done the due diligence there. However, I will still do ab workouts, but at the moment I do ab workout as a break between arm, shoulder and chest muscle repetitions. I've given you some links in the description, actually, for those of you who live in Europe anyways, just some Amazon affiliate links for you to have a look at the actual items I've ordered. And at some point in the future, maybe I'll even show you the actual setup. Otherwise, you can always follow me on Instagram, link is in the description, and I'll often post a couple of sneak peeks, or you can just DM me and I'll show you how my setup looks so you can get an understanding. But generally speaking, it doesn't take a lot. I have 2 weights for doing just basic reps of the triceps and biceps. I've got one 16 kilogram kettlebell, and for the rest of it, I just use a mat because you don't need much. In fact, I've got a rug in my room, so technically I wouldn't even need a mat, but easier to clean, a little bit softer to be on, and a life changer, really. The problem with bulking is it's not enough to work out. It isn't. I thought it would be just, because this is how I did bike riding, right? Bike riding is a little bit different. It's, consume a lot of carbohydrates, ride for several hours, drink all those sugary shit. Working out is a bit different. In order to bulk, you have to eat. You have to gain mass. And most of us, we think we're eating enough. If you're like me, you're very skinny. It's horrendous. So I thought. The difference between somebody who has to gain weight is that I have to eat massive amounts of food. If you're on the fat side, then you're going to have to not necessarily eat less, but eat more specifically. I didn't think it would be that much food. And I struggled with it. In the beginning, I really, really struggled. It was difficult to consume the amount of necessary calories in order to be in the required surplus to then gain the weight. So I made 2 changes, and that was that, number 1, I completely removed unnecessary carbohydrates from my diet. In fact, I still haven't had pasta, which is weird. I'm sure that when I get back on the bike, I'll start mixing and matching, but I was focusing a lot on protein. I go to the supermarket, and if there was turkey breast or chicken breast or any kind of other lean meat on discount, I would just be like, yo dog, give me 5, give me 10 kilos, I don't care. And then I would just throw it in the freezer and go from there. And the truth of the matter is, it's not that expensive. I was hanging out with my friend the other day, and we had munchies, we were hungry, so I called up Volt and I ordered, I think it was Chinese, right? Sweet and sour soup for myself, a main course with some noodles, and bananas for dessert. He only had 1 main course, so it was 2 main courses, 1 dessert, 1 soup. And it came to a total of like 30 euros. And I was like, wow, this is expensive. You know how much chicken breast you can get for 30 euros and how much better that is for you without all the unnecessary fat and sugar added? So try to go as clean as you possibly can on the food you're consuming. And number 2 is drinks. You can drink a lot more calories than you can eat, because for every chicken breast, you have to actually bite on it and chew it and swallow it, and it has a lot of volume. But liquid protein, now that is a hack. So every day I would pretty much consume 2 types of drinks. Number 1 is a smoothie, where I take about half a liter of milk, a banana, peanut butter, maybe a little bit of oat flour, which is just raw oats that I put into a blender just to thicken it up a bit. And I don't know, 3 big scoops of protein powder, like about 90 grams. that's a life changer, because you can consume that and it's like 600-700 calories, and you consume it in a minute. And the other one has been, since I was cycling, I had a lot of these recovery, drink chocolate thingies. I actually mix those with water, and I drink them whilst I'm working out. And what I find that it does is, because of the sugar in there, it gives me just enough energy to sort of get my workout to be a little bit easier. But also it has the regenerative attributes. Usually you drink those drinks 30 minutes after a workout so that you're not all tired and sore afterwards. And I found out that even though I work out every single day from, anywhere from 20 minutes to 40 minutes to an hour, I'm never sore. I never feel like my muscles ache and I can't, do anything. I always feel just a little bit stronger. It's like every day since I've begun this, so every day since December 1st, I feel like I'm, it's like I'm 0.5% stronger, or I'm 1% stronger, right? And there are days I feel a little bit weak, and there are days that I will feel so down that I will just say, I don't want to work out today. On those days, I usually just do like a 10-15 minute workout, just a couple of push-ups. It's just to get the blood flowing. Sometimes that is enough. But whatever you do, you do not quit. You build the routine, and I bet you after a month, when you're in that sort of zone, life becomes really, really simple. And this is what I want you to take from this video today. It's the 1 month rule, the 30 days, or I don't know if it's 45 days, or what the specific duration of time is for you to really unlearn something or relearn it or make it into a routine or make it into a habit. But action and repetition and discipline, again, there's that snowballing thing that I spoke about last week, which creates this massive, just like a plowing force. And it's brilliant. It's beautiful to see. And so the principle that I've used for working out has also been the principle that I'm now starting to use for other aspects of life. The way I make content, the way I talk, the way I think, the way I play chess. I'm just trying to sort of dribble everything out there. I'm just trying to sort of push myself to the absolute limit to create mastery, to create happiness, to create fulfillment also. Because I think what life really is, and what the bulking process, and why everybody in these self-improvement communities say lift. There's a reason they do that. Because your body, in a way, is your temple. And I don't want to sound like some, stereotypical, spiritual chick, but your body is the only thing that you have, right? We're, in a weird way, we're all skeletons. This is an essay I'm in the process of writing off, but I had this thought one day, one night, and I don't condone, I don't think I was sober, but in a weird way, human beings are all like skeletons. Right? I don't mean in a literal sense. I mean that it's almost like somebody takes the soul, puts it into a random body, and then that's it. That's your vehicle of choice, right? And some people get a Ferrari, some people get a Dacia, some people get a Lada, some people get a Jeep. You don't know what you're going to get. I remember this is I believe it was the 4 determinants, all the way back in the philosophical theory of existentialism, where it says that some of the things you cannot choose, and I'm going to butcher this, but I know it was genetics, and then it was, who your parents are, where you were born, and when you were born. These are the things you don't control. I didn't choose I was going to, be born on the 25th of February, 1997, but I was. I didn't choose to be born in Slovenia, but I was. I didn't choose that I was going to grow up into a, 6'3", ginger, big-nosed, white shirt-wearing behemoth, but here we are. And there are certain things that you can do, and so maybe the way you pimp your car, you can pimp you, and you create your skeleton the way that you want it to be. That's why people get tattoos. That's why people get piercings. That's why we have haircuts and women have makeup, and we change ourselves in a way to appear different and to feel comfortable in our skin. And I think if you start from within, and you start with your body, and you start getting yourself in shape, you'll realize that the rest of the world is rather bloody brilliant. It's not all grey and gloomy. And again, it doesn't take much. As long as you have a floor to stand on, you have a floor you can do push-ups on. And that's my lesson for today. Take care, and safe flying.